Evening, welcome to the Rams review. Owen Bradley with former Derby County captain Sean Barker alongside. Tonight we've watched Derby County pick up another point on the road in the Championship this season. Derby coming from behind to draw 1-1 at Oxford United. And Derby fell behind to a 12th minute goal from Dane Scarlett, but the Rams probably the better side from that point on, and they were rewarded in the second half. 10 minutes in, Nathaniel Mendes-Laing getting his first goal of the campaign to get Derby back on level terms. No winner for either side though, which means the Rams have to settle for another point. Yeah, another 1-1 draw to go with the one they got at Millwall on Saturday. So Sean Barker, 2 points from the 2 away games. Are you a little bit disappointed it wasn't more tonight?
Yeah, I think we probably edged it after the first 10-15 minutes. We looked a bit tentative, a little bit kind of two-foot. We weren't aggressive enough on the press, and I think the goal summed up how we were in the first 15-20 minutes of the game. We allowed them too much time, nobody aggressive, nobody making challenges. They got the goal. From that point, it just got us into gear a little bit, and towards the end of that first half, you could see signs, and I said it to you at half-time, the game's there for you if you want it. We came out a different team in the second half. We were more aggressive on the front foot, trying to get in behind, challenges. You know, we created some chances, got the goal, and obviously in the end didn't have enough to get that second goal, and had to hang on for the last 5 minutes or so.
And let's get some reaction from the Kassam. We can hear from Derby head coach Paul Warne.
I mean, this is my third interview, so I've calmed down significantly. I just thought, in parts, we were good first half. We created good opportunities, but not in the entirety, which was disappointing. I just thought we looked a little bit lacklustre, which is disappointing because I never think that of my team. But collectively, I can't critique anyone individually. I just thought collectively we just looked a little bit soft. And then second half we didn't, and Kel Surprise was significantly better. We should have won the game, I think. We created enough good chances where I fancied my players to hit the target, and we didn't. So that's the only disappointing thing, but I can accept that. I just can't accept, you know, a lack of intensity, and I just thought collectively we had a lack of intensity first half.
I suppose you'll need to watch it back to really put your finger on why. There must be so many sort of reasons floating around in your head at the moment.
Yeah, well, I will watch it back, and it'll probably be better than I remember it. It's not like it. Sometimes football isn't a tactical game. Sometimes you just do the basics well, and I just didn't think we'd done the basics well enough in all the moments. There was moments where, oh, you know, Corey got in, or Nat got in, or, you know, Ibu pressed, because obviously Ibu's job was to keep Will Vokes out of the game. But then when we got it, you know, can we do something with it? I just didn't think we're quick enough in our play, and if you know, we. Obviously, the way they play and the way they press, that we go to a 3 in possession, Kane goes higher, wider, and then Nat goes in one. We just didn't move the ball with any precision to give ourselves a good chance, which is disappointing. So, I mean, I could watch it back, I could be miles off, but that's how it felt. And then second half felt a lot better and a lot more like the team I know they are, and that's why I'm upset with them. And upset with myself as well. Obviously, I picked it, but I just think... we just wasted 45 minutes. That's how it feels. I could be miles off, and doing interviews 10 minutes after the final whistle probably isn't ideal.
In terms of the second half then, was it just doing those sort of fundamentals that you felt was better, or was there anything else specifically? Did you feel that you moved the ball quicker? I
mean, we obviously tweaked the 10, so Kenzo was then on Will, but Kenzo was feeling a little bit of pain, so we take Kenzo off, so we put Ibu in a more defensive role, and obviously I was tempted to make a lot of subs at half time, and then I thought I'd give it the old classic 10 minutes, which we did. But I just thought we had a bit more intensity in our play. Like if we were pressing, we were pressing as a team. We got a little bit higher. We were just a bit more aggressive. You know, winning a few more headers, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes just the basics. You can talk about systems and tactical nuances and wide men coming in, but sometimes just the basics. I just didn't think our basics were good enough first half, and that is only my Neanderthal brain telling me that. I need to watch it back, but I just thought there was more intensity in our play second half, hence why we got into the penalty box a lot more, hence why, you know, we had so many, like, oh my God, it's going to... No, We had a lot of them tonight, but again, I can accept that. Not everything you hit's not going to go in. But yeah, I just didn't think we had enough intensity first half, and I have to look at myself because I sent the team out. I spoke to the team, so I'll look at that and I'll look at everything else as always, and try and put that right for Saturday, because that standard of play wasn't sufficient to where we want to go to.
Good to see Nathaniel Mendes-Laing off the mark in terms of goals for the season. Cause I wouldn't say it's played on his mind, but he's been pretty eager to get off the mark, so he's had a few opportunities.
Yeah, well, he took it really well, didn't he? It wasn't an easy finish. Jerry done well. I think it was Jerry Haslin. Looked a little bit pushy, if I'm honest. Yeah, good. He caught it really well. Like, his finishing's a joke, Nat. So yeah, great for him. And like, his performance second half was significantly better. And I know he's still a little bit jaded after the international, so it's nice to get some time in him. I didn't intend him to play that long, but so yeah, pleased for him, and I'm pleased for the team. But I also, you know, I can't come out and say, oh yeah, everything's amazing when it isn't. I'm not that guy. I just thought that we could still be better, and maybe, you know, that is my frustration in my head, and maybe that is us at our best. But I'd be disappointed if it was.
So you've got 2 points on the road this week. You feel that's a pretty good step in the right direction in terms of the away form that everyone on the outside was saying, you need to sort it out, you need to sort it out?
Everyone on the outside. Yeah. I mean, we went into both games trying to win. I'm disappointed we haven't won either. I mean, in fairness, you'd be better off to win one and lose one, wouldn't you? I mean, I've said that in many interviews. But I just feel like tonight, and even Saturday to a certain extent, just got away. We just need to be a bit more clinical, not just in the finish, just in our, you know, I thought, you know, oh my God, that Marcus ball nearly hit, I think it was Cade in the middle of the six, but nearly, we had a lot of nearlies. But 2 points on our travels, considering we had none, is good. And if you'd have offered me it, would I have took it? I don't think I would. But as I stand here now after being 1-0 down, watching a bit of a lacklustre one from us, a point's a good point, I suppose, on the road. But, you know, it's only a good point if you back it up with home form. But you know, these are games that we want to be competitive in, and we are, and I'm proud of the lads of that. And that's my job to try and push standards, and and that's what we'll continue to do.
Just a word on Ryan Nyambe. He went off at the weekend at Millwall. You said yesterday that he was having a scan. What's the verdict with him?
Yeah, he's done his PCL, which is better than his ACL, obviously. But you know, his recovery is 4 to 6 months. I don't think he's going to need, not going to need surgery, so it doesn't have any effect on reoccurrence of injury. So it's not. I've been led to believe by the medical people, so he doesn't need surgery, which is good. But obviously, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for me. I really love the kid. Like, I know everyone loves their players, so the fans will listen to this and think, oh yeah, he loves all his players, but he, as you well know, is some kid and just wants to play and wants to do well. And the first thing he did was text me saying, oh, I feel like I let you down, Gaffer, and all that. I'm like, what? He's some kid, so it's a massive blow from a personality point of view, from a personal point of view, sorry. But from a player point of view, I think he's been excellent. And, you know, Kane's a very good fullback, as is Warne. They've all got different attributes, but I think Ryan's been one of our most consistent performers. So it's a blow for him, and selfishly it's a blow for me. So it's sad news, but hopefully he'll come back stronger. Well, not stronger, but come back with a smile on his face. But you know, it's tough for a few days.
That's Derby head coach Paul Warne, and we send all our very best to Ryan Nyambe as well. Awful news for him and for the club as well. Back to tonight's game, Sean Barker, Derby drawing 1-1 at Oxford United this evening. Fell behind. Oxford started brightly. I mean, there wasn't a lot of quality early on, but it was a good goal when it came from Dane Scarlett.
It was from an Oxford perspective. I think they had the ball down that right-hand side. They were patient with the possession. In that final third, they didn't force that final pass. It came to the left-hand side, made an overload, and it was a good finish from Scarlett, who was bright in the first 10-15 minutes. So from their perspective, yeah, from a Derby's perspective and a defensive side of it, you look and go, well, who's getting tight, who's making the challenge, who's making it difficult for them. And I think that was our main problem for me in that first half. How many second balls did we land on? How many times did we get tight and make tackles and aggressive? I think there was only Adams that really put his foot in. So it was a sign, that goal, that we needed to be more aggressive on the pitch from front to back, sorry. And in the second half, we changed that. We were just more aggressive to go and press. And as soon as we started pressing them, as soon as we put them under a little bit of pressure, they didn't have the same sort of composure to play out from the back. And that's a sign that some of these teams, if you allow them time, they can play, and if you don't and you press them and you really be aggressive on that front foot, they find it difficult, and I thought that was the case in the second half.
We talked on Saturday about the, not relief, but how pleased everyone was for Jerry Yates to get on the board for the first time. And tonight it's Nathaniel Mendes-Laing's turn to get his first goal of the season, set up by Yates actually, but you were impressed with the finish.
Really, really composed finish. First off, it starts with both Yates and Mendes-Laing not allowing the centre-halves time an opportunity to clear their line. So it starts with that. It starts with pressing. It starts with landing on second balls. Yates obviously passes the ball to Mendes-Laing, and the beauty of it was he could have snapped at the chance. He could have taken it first time, but he allows it to roll across his body, took the time, found the far corner. It was a brilliant first goal for the season for him.
Derby had, I think it's something like 17 shots in the end. In terms of certainly volume of chances, they had more, and for long stretches, to me at least, it felt as though they were on top. Is there going to be a bit of frustration? Maybe we got it from Paul Warne there, that they didn't create more of quality and didn't win that game.
If you look at the stats, yeah, I think for long spells up to that second half, late into the second half, I don't think Oxford had more than 6 or 7 chances. So it was us on the front foot. It was us that created good opportunities. The wide areas especially, I thought Corey Blackett-Taylor was a little bit unfortunate to come off the pitch, because I thought he was bright, especially towards the end of the first half, and set up outline not long into the second half. But the space in the wide areas, we were creating opportunities, and we had a couple of chances that we should have done better with. Obviously, I gave Ibu Adams the player of the match, but he got into really promising positions and didn't have that quality when it really mattered. So, yes, we need to do better in those positions, especially away from home, where you sometimes go and don't get the chances. But there were chances, there were good positions, good opportunities, didn't make the most of them.
I did just want to quickly mention Louis Sibley, who came off the bench, had that one opportunity where I think everyone's hearts were in mouths when he teed it up for himself, and then got a kick from Aaron Cashin, which you predicted before the game.
It was always going to happen, and Louis just puts his hand up and got on with it, but there's no way that Cash was going to let him turn. He left one on him, he obviously got a booking, but there was a moment for Louis as well. It's a great first touch, flick over his shoulder, and then just missed that contact that you'd normally expect from Sibs. He got a decent strike at goal, and obviously Zetterstrom had to make the save, but didn't connect with it quite as well as he would have liked. Obviously, from our point of view, we're pleased he didn't have one of his Louis Sibley moments.
Just a final note on Oxford, by the way. Their manager, Des Buckingham, left the game just before the end tonight feeling unwell, and we'll wish him all the very best as well. Let's bring you some more reaction from the Kassam. We'll hear from Derby's goalscorer and captain, Nathaniel Mendes-Laing.
Look, I think we started poorly tonight even. We had a big chat at half time, and I think we come out second half and performed more like us. Happy to have obviously got a point, but I think if we start the game better, then we're probably looking at 3 points there.
Do you see these 2 draws away from home as a step in the right direction?
You can look at it both ways really, because a point away from home in the Championship is always, but it's not bad. But you know, like I said, if we started the game how we started the second half, then we could be looking at 2 more points than what we had. So look, it's bittersweet. There's obviously a bit of happiness in there for getting the point, but at the same time we know that we could have done a lot more, which ultimately could have got us 3.
What positives can you take, especially from the second half, like you say, where we did have some really good spells?
I think it just shows how we can play. You know, like a lot more confidence and people getting on the ball. Actually, the gaffer's just told us there that the basics in the first half he don't think were there, and we can't disagree. You know, we need to run more, be stronger in tackles, compete more, and show a bit more like positivity to get on the ball and create things. You know, and I think we've done that in the second half, and we felt a lot more in control.
Like I say, it is bittersweet, but you're happy to be off the mark as well.
Yeah, look, it's took long enough. Look, I've said many a times, look, goals and assists, like obviously we all like them, and it's always about results in the end. And obviously I'm happy to have contributed today to get us a point, but hopefully it's first of many.
Another sold-out away end tonight. We're back at Pride Park on Saturday. How important has the support been so far this season?
Every game, say it all the time. Look, our fans, especially away travelling, obviously at home it's unbelievable as well, but for them to travel away on a Tuesday night and support us like they did, stuck with us right to the end. You know, all full credit to them.
That's Nathaniel Mendes-Laing. 7 games in the Championship tonight, not a single away win among them. Cardiff's resurgence continues. They beat Portsmouth by a couple of goals. Leeds beat Watford thanks to 2 goalkeeping errors. They're just shy of the top of the table. We'll show you that in a moment. Norwich came from 2-0 to get a point at Preston. Bristol City did the same to get a point at Stoke, and Queen's Park Rangers got a late equaliser to draw at home to Coventry. 5 more games tomorrow, including plenty of teams toward the top of the table. Which looks like this: Sunderland leading from Leeds on goal difference. Burnley, Sheffield United, West Brom all in the mix as well. Oxford climbed to 10th, Derby stay 12th. Both sides now level on points with Middlesbrough, who have that game in hand. Bottom of the table sees Portsmouth slip to the bottom once again. Queen's Park Rangers and Coventry, the other sides in the bottom 3. And that's all from us for now. We're back Saturday. If you want more reaction from tonight's game and all the build-up to the weekend, it'll be on the website dcfc.co.uk. From me, Barks, and the rest of the team, goodbye.